welcome to a layout share I want to share with you guys today. Thank you so much for, if you are new subscribers, thank you for joining me, and I hope to be able to continue to share some of my creations, on hopefully a regular basis with you all. So today what I'm showing you are gonna be some finished layouts that I have made with using foundation pages. The foundation pages, I believe all of the ones in this stack are ones that I created during the National Scrapbook Weekend, but I actually kind of carried it over. I made this before I started really filming content for my YouTube channel, and I went ahead and put this like massive Maggie Holmes crepe paper kit together with just all of the die cuts, all of the embellishments that I had that were by that manufacturer. So what you have here, you'll probably hear me say that I will probably say they're all Maggie Holmes or crepe paper. I'll try to point out if there are any that I may have used if I know they're definitely not. So first thing is first, foundation pages. What are they? Foundation pages, when you create them, you only concentrate for the most part on the papers, the placement of the papers, and the photos and the titles and the embellishments and everything else come after. This is kind of, if you think about like an assembly line kind of mentality, it kind of works. If you guys are old school project lifers, pocket page creators, you're gonna know the batch process. And so this is going to mimic a lot of that. So let's get started. So here, what you have and what you see is a large piece of paper and the 2 strips and some additional, either a background paper, or again, you can use strips of paper depending on what you have. Very simple. For this particular one, I chose just to highlight one photo. You could have done 2. I mean, the configurations are pretty endless with regards to this, depending on the number of photos and the size of photos that you use. But this is my creation. A smaller strip here that it's roughly about 4 inches, and then you can have these multiple strips. I think for this particular one, I had just one kind of wider strip. This probably is roughly around 3 inches. This is probably about 1. And then I just used this scrap here in the corner to work off of the colors in the flowers. So I decided to just kind of go, I should also back up and say, what you'll see in many of these layouts are chipboard. I'm really challenging myself to use more chipboard, but the rest of the embellishments are all from the crepe paper collection. If I'm not mistaken, these are likely from Cute Girl. I think I might be right. The papers, no idea which collections they're from. But this, I just decided to back the entire layout on this turquoisey kind of picture. It was really boldly patterned, but just the smidgen to give that pop of color is what I was going for. So here's another, love this wood grain. It's so beautiful. When I was creating this, again, remember, I hadn't even picked out a photo. I was dealing with the background, this strip of paper, this strip of paper, and then this beautiful floral, and trying to marry those and trying to think about what my creation might look like. So sometimes what I will do is I will adhere this paper, but I'll leave this, like I'll put it with just some washi tape. I'll put it down with some of this tape from scrapbook.com, A lot of card makers, die cutters will use that. And I'll just adhere it so that when I'm ready and I can come back, I will show you some other foundation pages that I've done where I kind of prep them. So I will show you that process as well. But yeah, like I had none of it really created. And then what I'll do is I'll just throw some scrap papers. I'll throw scraps of this or scraps of this paper if I think, again, it'll make the photos pop, it'll make the layout pop. So, and then just, you know, the sprinkly bits all over. So here's another one, very, very simple. It's on a white textured cardstock. Looks like an off-white, to be honest. And then you have a strip of paper here, a strip of paper here that's different from each other. And then another piece of paper down here. These, again, you could use washi and back it on white paper or cardstock. And so you see that that frames it here and here. Chipboard title, chipboard tag there. These are all scraps. None of these under the photo are full size papers. Like they're not even, I mean, you see it behind there. They're just strips of paper that I've just kind of layered on top of the photo that are below the photo and that really bring out the colors in the papers that I'm using. You see more chipboard here, and again, the sprinkly bits here, here, and here. So very simple. This particular one is a 2-page layout. So a lot of times if you've seen different YouTubers, there are some that do projects where they kind of highlight they do a month in review, year in review, that kind of thing. So this is a take on that. It's not exactly it, but these are pictures that I took over 2020. Not all of it, obviously, not every single picture that I took over 2020, but instead of making one layout showcasing perhaps not the best photo, but I wanted to just kind of give a timeline of our dog. She's so precious. She's 12 and she was 11 when these photos were taken. But it just chronicles some of her some of her life over the past year. You know, she also went through COVID with us and had a lot of adjustments, but I really love that it was, this larger piece of paper here, smaller strip of paper here. Didn't have to put anything here. Really just put the pictures up against one another. I did have to trim some of them just to be able to fit, but you really can't tell. And in this particular one, I really tried to use my washi. So these 3 strips of paper down here are all washi. And then this is very similar. This is just some wood grain. Again, large strip here with a smaller strip in the middle. And chipboard title, punch outs with, round punches and using embellishments. And then adding this hybrid page, if you will, of just photos that I did want to make sure to include in the scrapbook, but I didn't necessarily want to do a double page layout or a separate page layout using these photos. So I just always put them in a pocket page. In this case, we only had 4 photos. So I made the decision to go ahead and scrapbook those using the same paper collection, but just in the pocket page. So then the next one is this 2-page layout, and you're gonna see strip here, and the larger piece of paper here, and then a strip here, large title. Again, you can really adjust the number of photos. I didn't have a ton of photos, what the layout called for, so I ended up using tags. Very, very simple to be able to scrapbook a lot of photos. We took a lot of photos during that particular visit, so we were able to get it scrapped. This is probably one of my other favorites. Again, very plain cardstock here, large square piece of pattern paper, which I love. You have the two strips here that are fishtailed. I have backed this up on a very kind of wood color, wood grain. I have a pop of the pink that you see here, up here, and then some tabs, and it's backed on yellow here with some vellum, just to give it a little bit of softness. I've used this die cut tag to embellish and use it as the base for the title. And then I had all of these unicorns in my stash. So I was able to use them. Again, here are the clusters. All of this, again, is for my stash. Nothing was purchased for any of this. And this is also just I just used a punch, I believe, to make this like notebook looking paper back there. And then I just journaled right there. So yeah, there you have it, you guys. Thank you. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to bringing you more content very soon. Talk to you guys later. Bye, Scrappy friends.